Checking out the controls and options in Zoom's clips. Let's start by opening up Zoom, which is now called Zoom Workplace. Let's select clips. It starts by showing the clips that you've already recorded. And clips are just videos created within Zoom. When you start a new clip, there are some options. Under screen share and video, you can either have the default layout, which is the screen and yourself, or your camera recording you. You don't have to have the camera on at all. Just record a portion of the screen. Or you can just record yourself. Those are the options. I'll be using the first one, the default. And you can move this around. So any place you want. You can also, by selecting a corner, make this bigger. That's as small as it gets, but you can make this pretty much any size you please. Apologies, the picture gets better if you have proper lighting. Next, you have the selection of your microphone. The down arrow will show you all of the options available. It can be none, meaning no microphone, or if you have more than one choice, they all appear here and you make your selection. You'll notice mine is set to crisp. I use a program called Crisp to filter out background noises. Basically, my microphone is this one, but this is the microphone that I have selected in Crisp, which cuts out the background noise. Next is a selection of which camera do you want to use. It goes all the way from none, and then if you have more than one camera, they'll all show up in this selection box. Right now, the one you're looking at is ℕ𝕝𝕉𝕋. I also have one other one that's hooked up, CCHD. If I select it, you'll see there's a change. That camera faces a different direction. But the one that I intend to use for this is my ℕ𝕝𝕉𝕋 2K. And you have a selection of the size of video you're going to create. It can be either 1080p or 720p. Smaller, using less resources, and a smaller MP4 file when it finishes. I'll leave mine at 1080p. There are some other choices under advanced settings. Virtual background and avatar. Let's take a look. You'll see what I have now, but I can choose any of the items that are on here, starting with none, which just shows the camera and what it picks up as my background. And then I can pick anything I want of the ones that are here, or I can actually add something new for the background by using managing backgrounds. I can also mirror my background, which means it reverses right to left or left to right, depending on how you have it set. And let's go back to the one I originally had. You also have avatars. If you prefer not to be seen on screen as yourself, there are some avatars that you can pick, and you can make those your background. So now you have me as an avatar. There are several choices. Once you've made all of those selections, you have another choice: virtual background and avatar, layout and wallpaper, touch up your effects, adjust for low lights, touch up my appearance, and that will change what I look like, depending on the slider. Let's just leave it where it originally was. Under layout and wallpaper, again, I can be just here. I can appear next to the part that I record. I can be to the right side of it. I can be above it, or I can be below it. There's also some other choices for backgrounds. Or you can select none. This has built-in noise suppression. Stereo audio, let's turn that one on. Give you a stereo effect in the audio. One other setting is immersive mode. And when you turn that on, you'll see that you now only see me, nothing else. Let's leave this one on for the rest of the demonstration. And now that I've made all the changes that I intend to make, and as you can see, there are many changes available in clips. And this is before you actually get started creating a clip. You also have one more thing to decide, and that's what are you going to use in clips? What do you want it to record? One more setting change that I make, since I use crisp to control my background noise and the noise filtration, it is not necessary for me to also have zoom use noise suppression. So I turn this off. This is normally on by default. As far as what you share on your screen, when you get ready to say start recording, before you do this, remember you've opened up your Zoom desktop app. That's what you're looking at in the background. I selected clips because that's what I'll be using, but this background window is still there. So you can close that window because you don't need it. Before you start your recording, you'll notice here that it says screen is what's selected. However, when you click on that screen, which is the default, you have options of other things that you have running in the background. In this case, it is the security news roundup. That's what I want. Next, hit the select button, and now I can start my recording. Take the image that you have, put it where you'd like to have it when the recording starts. So we take this and put it where we want. We can make it the size we want. Now we can start the recorder, and once I start, I'll start doing the narration. Here is my security news roundup for the week ending April 19th, 2024. Now I can pause it. I could then advance my slide. I can readjust this so it's where I want it to be and the size that I want it to be. Remember, the only thing it shows in the final recording is just myself. So put it where you want it. Once you're ready, resume. Palo Alto Networks released urgent fix for exploited Pan OS vulnerability. I've again paused it, but that's how you use clips. It's done in stages. Now, the only time I get away from clips, because in clips I can select exactly what I want recorded, whether it's a part of the screen, a specific app, or the entire screen. That's entirely up to me. And I can do lots of things within it, but to do the final editing, I still depend on ScreenPal because it makes editing extremely easy. For now, let's cut this thing off. I think you've seen enough of all of the different tools that are available in clips, and the best way to learn how to use it is to start using it. In clips, what your camera records, the position of where it's displayed, is pretty much predetermined by the selection you make at the beginning in your clips settings. The only reason you see it here as being able to be moved to wherever I wanted is because I was using Screen Pal to do the actual recording. If you're using clips, you have the predetermined positions of the camera as I showed in the settings. Next, I'll show you a very small clip recorded directly within clips that shows you exactly what I'm talking about as far as the position of the camera. Here is my security news roundup for the week ending April 19th, 2024. Palo Alto Networks releases urgent fixes for exploited Pan-OS vulnerabilities. As you can see, I selected camera above, and that's exactly what I got. There was no way to move that recorded image to any place else other than that preset setting. This is something that hopefully will still change. Enjoy! Stay safe, stay secure. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching and listening.
And
have you heard about ℙ𝕝𝕝𝕃? ℙ𝕝𝕝𝕃 is a quick and easy video editor. It's by Microsoft. If you have Windows 11, it may already be installed. If not, you can install it, or you can use it straight from the web. It is a full-featured video editor. There is a lot in this. First, I want to show you just how to use a very basic tool with a piece of video. Then I'm going to put together a whole little slideshow with music from some photos and video clips that I get from my Google Photos. Let's get started. What you're seeing on the screen right here is the clipchamp.com website. I already have the app installed on my Windows 11 machine, so I'm going to use that. So I will search for clipchamp, and you should log in with your Microsoft account, because this is by Microsoft and it's going to save your work, and create a new video. A lot of people ask me, how do you cut out a piece of video from the middle? I mean, right in Google Photos, you can trim the beginning or the end. Here is how you use clipchamp to cut out something in the middle. First, you need to get some media. You need to get a video file. These are your options. If you're on a Windows machine, generally you're going to get clips from your computer. Here's the one I want to use. It's a minute long, and so over here is where all of your media, your photos and video clips will show up. There's a menu at the far left. There is the workspace in the middle here, and at the bottom is your timeline. So to put a piece of photo or video onto your timeline, there's two ways. You can either drag it down, or you can click the plus and it will get put onto your timeline at the current position of the playhead. So this is a video of a train, and in the middle here it goes through a tunnel, and I see no reason to have even just a few seconds of black video, so I want to erase that part of the video. I want to cut it out of the middle. So I think that part is okay. So right here at the end of what I want to cut out, I position the playhead and I click the scissors. Now I position the playhead back at the beginning of where the tunnel starts, and I click the scissors. Then this piece I want to get rid of. I just click it. Notice how it turns green. You know, I click that one, or I click that one, and I'm just going to press the delete key on my keyboard, and it's gone. But there's this blank spot. Well, when I hover over that blank spot, notice that there is a trash can. If I click that, it says delete this gap. There. So now I have the train, and it goes into the tunnel, and quickly comes out the other side. Now that you've seen the very basics of opening and using ℸ𝕝𝕉, I want to make a full little video. We went to London last year. I'm still going to keep this really small, just a couple of pictures and a couple of video clips. There, seven pieces, 2 little video clips and 5 photos. And I need to download these to my computer in order to have them accessible to ℸ𝕝𝕉. So I select the pictures and videos, I click the 3 dots and download. That's going to end up being a zip file. Choose the folder on your computer where you want to save it, and then we'll have to go unzip it. So here's the zip file downloaded from Google Photos. I will right-click and extract all, and I want to put it in a folder called London. So here are my 7 pieces in a ℸ𝕝𝕉 London folder. And for this project, I'm going to use the web-based ℸ𝕝𝕉, just so you can see that it's just the same. You still need to sign in with a Microsoft account. And the very first time you do this, you will be asked what sort of videos you want to make. I'm just going to choose personal. And notice that I am just at the app.clipchamp.com website. I just typed clipchamp.com to get here. Boy, that's a tongue twister. So I am on a Windows machine, but you could just as well do this on a Mac or even on a Chromebook since it's all web-based. I'm going to create a new video. It will step you through a little bit of a tutorial if you want. I'm just going to exit, and I want to import media. Here are my choices. I downloaded those to my computer, so I browse files and find that folder. London, and there's 7 pieces. I'm just going to do a Control-A to select them all and open. Now all those 7 pieces of media are loaded into my ℸ𝕝𝕉 project. Now to build my story, I can find the first clip and click a plus. Notice that that was just a picture, that was an image, and it takes up 4 seconds. If you think that's too long, you can make it less. I think I will make it 2 seconds. And then I'm going to put this little video. And even that is a 30-second video, but I'm zoomed in on the timeline. I'm going to zoom out so I can see it all. There, so there's the picture, there's the video. And although I really like this video of the train, I think just those first few seconds are good enough. So I grab the end of it and I drag all the way up to where I want it to stop. Now I can add the other pieces in the order I want them. This one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and end with that one. So I now have a 52-second video with several pictures and a couple of video clips. If you should decide that you want pieces in a different order, you can just drag them on the timeline. So if I want this before that one, okay. Notice if I put it the other way around, it leaves a gap. No problem. Just click on the little trash can to delete the gap. Now let's take a look at what this looks like. I'll drag the playhead to the beginning and play. I need a transition in between these pictures, yes? So if you hover in between 2 pictures, you'll see a little plus and you can add a transition. To see the possible transition, click over on the left and you get a preview of what the transition looks like. I think I kind of like the circular wipe. Notice anyone that has a diamond on it is a premium. You have to get the paid version, and I am just using the free version here. So I'm going to click and drag that down to the plus. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, that's kind of cool, but I think I'll use a different one on the next. And I like just a cross blur. So I'm going to drag that in between the next two pictures, and let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I like that. Now all I have to do is click the plus, and it will add that same transition each time I click the plus to add a transition. Now I need some music. Add audio. And it shows you the different audio that's available. I want to look at the music. I am using the free version, so I cannot choose one of these that has the diamond. And then you can play a little bit of it by clicking the play button. Nah, I like that one. Okay, so I'll click. Let me get my playhead in place. And I'll click the plus, and that puts the music on the audio line. But look how far out this goes. I can just drag it back so that it is the same length. And then I'll want it to fade out. So click on that, click fade over here on the properties side, and fade out over 1 second. Now I want to add a title. That's text. I click over here on text, and there's all sorts of different formats. How about this one? I click plus, and then it's over at the right in the properties where you make the text be what you want it to say. And I can make that stay on the screen for a while. Now let's see what this looks like. Well, there's lots more tweaking that could be done, but I just wanted to give you a quick idea as to how to build a little movie using Clipchamp, and I like that. When you're done, you click export, and you have your choice in the free version of 480, 720, or 1080p. 1080p is pretty high quality. I will choose that. Yes, I don't want to save to OneDrive. I want to save to the computer, which is this button up here. Find the folder and give it a title and save. And that will be an MP4 video file on your computer to do with what you want. Clipchamp. Pretty cool, very easy, and improving all the time. They're building more and more AI into it. Try it. I think you'll like it.
Local send. I'm Hewie Poplock. There are many ways to copy a file from OneDrive to another. Mail it to yourself. Use Google Drive, OneDrive, and other cloud storage locations, or use an app like SimpleNote. Local send is cross-platform, working on Windows, Mac OS, Linux, Android, iOS, and Chrome OS devices. You can download Local Send as an exe, ready to install, or as a zip file and run it as a portable app without installing. Once you run Local Send, it assigns a name and a number to make it easier to identify. You can receive or send a file, folder, text, or paste an item. You can change the settings. There are even some advanced settings. There's a community of users for getting and giving help. And here's what the community looks like. And again, the community. Plus, there's help and information on Discord. Here's the install for an iPad. Here, I'm installing it on my iPad. I go to the Apple Store. Once installed, I have to give the system permission to find and connect to other devices on my network. It will then look for other devices running local send on my network. If needed, I can tell the app to search for other devices by clicking the circular arrows. Local Send found the Windows PC with the nickname Neat Mushroom. Here it found the second PC, my laptop, Good Mushroom. You can only send to one device at a time, so you must make a choice. In my example, I'm going to use this file. It's 248 megabytes, and it is an MP4. So let's take a look at how all of this works. Here we have the local send program, and to the right is the phone, and at the bottom is going to be the file that we're going to transfer. So we click on File. We're going to then choose the file that we want to send, which is right here. Tell it to send. We have to choose which device we want to send it to. We're going to send it to the phone, or the Samsung phone. Which is over on the right. When we choose it, it then pops up on the phone whether to accept or decline. We accept it, and it starts sending. When it finishes, we click Done, and we're going to find that file by going to Files. Can't find it on so many of the apps, so we just go ahead and do the search for it. We find it. We click on the file that we want. We tell it we want to download it with VLC. There it is. We turn it sideways so we can see more of it and see it more clearly. And as the movie is progressing, there's audio in the background that I cut out for this video, but you'll see that it's going on and continuing the video. Let's send it from our PC to the laptop this time. So we're going to send it. It's going to be a file that we're going to send. We're going to find the file. We're going to click on it, tell it to open it, and it's now there. Now we're going to choose where we're going to send it, which is to the Windows laptop. We're waiting for it to respond, either to accept or decline. It accepts. As soon as it accepts, it starts sending the file. When it's done, you click Done, and it is now on that computer. You can find local send at these places. Local send, I'm Hewie Poplock.